Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. Please, as you come in, like and share. Hot pepper, mom of two boys. Thank you, sis. I saw your message. Thank you so much. Aya, oh. Sis, Muma, Lumde Kumba. I see you, Muma. Oh, kara when you let massa. Oh, kara when you let massa. As you come in, please like and share. Thanks, Hot Pepper, sis. Please like and share. Queen Bridget, welcome, sis. Thanks for coming, darling. How are you doing? Please like and share. Let's enjoy some music from the Queen of Culture. Aya, oh. All right, South African. Oh, my beautiful, delicious sis. Welcome, darling. How you doing? So Poppy Kid, every time I'm singing this song, sis, I keep thinking about you. Singing in the Queen's language. Oh, that's good to know. So Poppy King. Hey, hey, please like, share. Please, as you come in, like and share. Do me a favor to like and share. Say hello, say hi. Please share. Queen of Culture, Siri. Thank you, Mama, for this beautiful piece. Prince Melvin Nation. Ah! Wait, I have to stop. Prince Melvin Nation, baby bro, cut me small soap. The way you came out today, your community page, I was like, damn. It's like you're giving us a little teasing us into what's coming ahead. You look great. You look amazing. In fact, you looked like a billionaire. Honestly, bro, I'm not joking. You came out sleek. I opened, I was like, whoa. So good. So good. That blue on you is just amazing. Honestly, it's so good. Such a lovely photo. Such a beautiful. You should frame it. If you haven't done so already, frame it. It's beautiful. It's a lovely picture, please. Really good. Let's finish our song. I had to say this to Prince. That picture was a bomb. Where do you live? What's the Poppy keep saying? I am a traditionalist and I love, yes, so Papa, oh, I love my culture. I love it. Sherry's Kitchen, my darling big sis in the building. Welcome, big sis. I hope you all are doing great. Hope family is well. Happy new month to everybody. So what begin? I used to be in my traditional group in the village. Growing up, they call it, people, the Bafu people call it mishinke. Yeah? Like moniki for kids, kind of, you know. Ngumajina wakwa wadio, ngumajina wakwa wadi. Ngumajina kwena sasa. Ngumajina kwena sasa lo, ngumajina kwena sasa. Ngumajina wakwa wadio. Wamandia kama. Ngumajina wakwa mandia. Please like and share as you come in. No, even more cool, my son. Please like and share as you come in. We're going to start as soon as possible. We're going to start as soon as possible. Please like, share, invite more people. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. I am Bella, your host. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for subscribing. Is this Poppykin is still dancing? So Poppykin, rest. We'll play again later. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking our channel. TK! Thank you so much. TK, it's your first time in the house. Please, you guys, welcome TK for me. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. And for all the new subscribers, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. If you love this content, do not enjoy it alone. Make sure you share with your friend, to share with a friend and a friend and a friend. Share in all your, local groups, alma maters, wherever possible, you can share it. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so whenever I come on live or drop a video, you will not miss a thing. And for those of you who've been here with me from day one, and those of you who joined the bandwagon as we pulled along, thank you all so much for always being there, for trusting, for believing, for encouraging, or for motivating me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And for all my silent followers, thank you all so much. Some of you don't like coming on the show. You drop your comments at the back. You leave me a message. You drop topics. You give your feedback. Healthy Lifestyle with Aya Danisis. Welcome. Thank you for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's no contribution that is too little. So please keep it coming. I love the feedbacks. That's the only way we can grow together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, as you all know, we talk about everything socioeconomic and cultural, and sometimes a splash of fashion on this channel. And we are free. We are like a family. We respect each and every person's opinion. We agree to disagree, but we do so responsibly and respectfully. That's how it's always been. So thank you guys so much. If you haven't liked, please like the video and share. So today we'll be talking about nightmare in-laws, and alongside that we'll be talking about notoriety versus accomplishment. If you look on the poster, you can see that, okay? Notoriety versus accomplishment. These are two things that a lot of us actually misunderstand, especially on our YouTube street or in our community or social media community. And that's something we need to talk about, because a lot of us are suffering in silence. A lot of us are shooting ourselves on our foot without even knowing that we are doing so, just because we cannot differentiate the difference between being notorious and being accomplished. So it's important that we talk about these two things, and then we can move on to our real topic for today. How are you doing? Healthy lifestyle with Aya. I hope you're doing great, sis. So, you know, a lot of things are happening, and being someone who came on social media to with the aim of contributing positively to towards community growth, when I see certain things happening, things that could hinder the progress or growth of an individual or of the community as a whole, I love to chime in. Okay, even if it's unsolicited, I just feel like perhaps there's somebody somewhere who will come across the video or come across the content and find it useful. So very recently, before I say that, one of the things that really set me off or really get on my nerve is when people underlook or dismiss others. When people undermine or are dismissive of other people, I find it very irritating. And that's the reason why I want to talk about this notoriety and accomplishment. First of all, let's look at what is notoriety. What is the definition of notorious, being notorious, and then accomplishment? I'm going to make it very simple and straightforward. Okay, if somebody says you're notorious, it's because you're widely known and known for things that are not favorable. So you're known for the things that are not nice. So you're popular, so to speak. And then when somebody says you're accomplished, Hot Pepper Darling says, welcome. How are you feeling today? Happy new month to each and every one of you. And when you are accomplished, it has to do with success, complete success. Okay. And that is in the positive light of it. Now, I see a lot of people, so few people or individuals talking about, being dismissive of other YouTubers or other fellow colleagues. Lumdekumba, my darling Muma, welcome. Thank you so much for coming, sis. Being dismissive of other YouTubers or other platforms, degrading and undermining it for the fact that their numbers may not be as large or huge as theirs. And for those people, they feel they are accomplished. They feel they are accomplished for the fact that they have numbers. And the other platforms without those numbers are insignificant, so to speak. But that is a complete false narrative. Evia Claras, my darling big sis, who is always there. Thank you so much. Thank you, sis. It's a complete misrepresentation of what the reality of our community should be. Just a second, guys. Why is the co-host demanding my attention so quickly? What's happened, honey? What happened? You okay? Good girl. Just a second, guys. Please like the video and share as I come in. Just settle the co-host and we can crack on. There you go. Have some juice. Right. So having a big platform does not necessarily make you accomplish in your community. And disregarding the smaller platforms or disregarding other people who are up and coming just literally make you sound ignorant. Because if you are a notorious person, if you have a notorious platform, you can be big, but your platform is known for being a notorious platform, a platform for nuisance, a platform for bullying, a platform for community stagnation, a platform for blackmail. Okay, people know you. You are actually popular or notorious for these things. And then because you feel like those people come there to see either how you're making a fool of yourself, or how you want to embarrass their enemies, or how they want to, revenge their enemies, you feel like you're winning. Whereas you are not. And the smaller platforms are there making an impact, even if it's one a day, one person a day, changing life one life at a time. Queen Atkins Diamond, welcome, darling sis. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Even if it means transforming one life at a time, that's the most important. That's the most important thing that we should be looking forward to when it comes to our community building. It's so important. Somebody can come to your platform. It doesn't matter if you're a notorious platform, somebody comes there, leaves the platform with their brain drained and exhausted. That's what I remember. Once I was doing a show, that was last year, and I think I wasn't meant to come live, but I decided to come live, and some people came to join me on the show. And I remember one person made a remark and said, "Oh, Bella, thank you so much for coming on live, because I feel like when I come here, I find some peace, I find some calmness. And I love the fact that I've just come somewhere where my head is like literally about to explode. And finding you online is just, giving me some calmness and tranquility." Now, for me, that was very touching, because I'm doing something positive in the life of an individual. Okay? I'm doing something positive in the life of an individual. I don't want to be known for all the wrong reasons. Some people want to be known for all the wrong reasons. I don't want to be known for all the wrong reasons. Look at the platform, for example. I give an example like Blanche Ingram. That young girl talks about beauty tips. There are certain things that ladies are unaware of. And I think she has some knowledge about, in the beauty field or beauty side of things. And she drops those videos, and I love watching them. People who may look at her platform and think, oh, it's a smaller platform, nothing good can come from it. But no, when you go to that young lady's platform, you will learn a thing or two. So we cannot be dismissing smaller platforms and we feel like we've arrived or accomplished, or we are accomplished because we have numbers. That's so wrong. That's so wrong, and painting the wrong narrative. And if we don't correct this, we cannot grow. If we cannot correct this, we cannot grow, and people will be misled. People will be misled. When you want to talk about accomplished platforms, we want to talk about platforms where things are happening, where people are being impacted positively day in, day out. Those are the platforms we should be talking about. Auntie Rosemary asking for a friend, my Auntie dearest. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Those are the platforms we should be talking about. You shouldn't have a platform you feel it's a big platform, but the platform is synonymous to terror. The platform is synonymous to theft. The platform is synonymous to bullying. The platform is synonymous to how can I say, encouragement of delinquency in our community. You cannot. You can't be bragging for that. You can't be bragging for it. If you have a big and notorious platform, that is not going to open doors for you. That will not open doors for you. People may know you widely. People may know your name. People may know your platform. Okay? But because the platform is a notorious one, they would want nothing to do with you. They won't want anything to identify themselves with such platforms. People will always not claim you. They will not, because they don't want to be identified to a notorious platform, big or small. They don't want anything to do with such persons. And so why I won't feel that pride to move around with my head held high if people cannot identify themselves with my platform? I can't. If people cannot identify themselves with my platform, I cannot go around boasting. I cannot. When we talk about accomplished platforms, when you want to talk about, it's funny because these same notorious people are the first to ask people, oh, who are you? Who knows you? What platform do you have to come and talk? We are the goddess or gods of this social media street. Excuse me, no, you're not. You're not. You are not. So we can't come and fool our people. If we want a platform, if you want to talk about your platform and talk about it with so much pride, talk about a platform where networking is done. Talk about a platform where networking is done. I remember every time I do a show on my platform, every time, there has not been a single day I close my camera and, I feel like, oh my God, I've wasted my time. No. Every single show that I've done on the platform, there's been a positive result. I did a show about the struggles of immigrants in the diaspora. Somebody gets in touch with me because somebody was very knowledgeable in that aspect on my show, and somebody got in touch and said, how I need help. I was like, okay, you go and look for this person and they can help you. These are the kind of things that we need to do. Somebody is in need, in dying need, they need help. Look at what Asking for a Friend is doing. Look at her platform, the things she's doing for the community. Look at Visionary Star TV. It's a baby channel, but look, a lot of people have done networking on it. People have learned. People have gotten side jobs from it. Nothing was as good. Exactly, big sis. Thank you so much, FBI clearance. People have gotten side hustles from just going on Visionary TV and listening to her talk about the job opportunities that are there. Now, that's what you mean. That's when you talk about accomplished platforms. It's not about the number. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality of people that you have. The quality of people that are there to actually learn and for you to actually also benefit from them. For me, that's what matters the most. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. Talk about knowledge gathering. When I light my camera, there's a particular profile, or there are particular profiles that I love to see, when I'm doing certain programs or certain topics. For example, if I'm talking about health, if I'm talking about a health, I have a health topic, people like medical knowledge, you don't see this particular account come on very often. But when I'm touching on health issues, you would see this profile pop up, and the amount of information that this person is pouring out, you're getting it for free. Whereas people will have to go and pay to get certain information, or you will have to go and read to get certain such information. But this person is giving it free of charge. Greener Pasture is there. She's dishing it for free, left, right, center, backwards. And people are learning. Hotbox the other time was talking about immigration on her platform. That was amazing. You go there, for those of us who are in the diaspora, you want to know more about immigration and how things work in the States, especially or Canada. That was a perfect show for people to go and learn. People come on your show and they share their testimony, they share their stories. And when people share their stories on my platform, I don't know if you all, the audience, the people watching, you get the same feeling as I do, because especially the sad stories, it's almost like the first stage of their healing. Whenever somebody comes on this platform and talk about something, their painful past, I'm always humbled and honored. How many people can boast? How many people can boast and say, on my platform, people come and they feel free and they call and they share their stories? How many people can boast? Because that same story that somebody is sharing, it's very personal. And there's somebody who may be going through that same situation. And just for the fact that people are sharing and others are giving suggestive solutions, many lives can be saved. Many depression can, people falling in depression can be prevented. That's what you call an accomplishment when it comes to platforms. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the figures. It's about the quality of what comes out from those platforms. It's about the quality. What are you doing? What are you using? If you have the numbers, how are you using this number in a positive way to impact your life, to impact the life of the people watching you, and to impact the people in your community that may not even know that you exist? How? 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 You can't call yourself accomplished because you have numbers, because you and I, we know on social media, this YouTube or whatever, Facebook, there's no monetary benefits, or there are no monetary benefits to it. We don't make much money when it comes to doing videos or dropping videos. There's not much in it compared to the amount of work that you have to put in. There's not work. There's no money in it. People shouldn't lie you. There's no money in it. When you want to think about the sacrifice that you make, there's no money in it. The money is that people, very few, is a tiny percentage of people, tiny percentage of people that actually make a reasonable amount of money on social media. A tiny. So most of the monies that come, most of the money is the mother, my wisdom sis, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Happy new month. The monies that we get or that we make on social media are probably monies from super chat, monies from people who call us at the back and want to promote or encourage you and give you, monies from endorsements. Monies from endorsement. Those are the kind of things that bring us the income when it comes to our social media platforms. So if you have a platform that is huge as whatever, and you don't have all this coming for you, you don't have the endorsement, you don't have people who support you financially, then what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't go, Lily. Welcome, my darling big sis. Thank you so much for joining. What are you talking about? Very often we kill ourselves. Us just with our mouth. Us with our pride. With our pride. We kill ourselves with our pride. We feel like we have arrived when we have just started crawling. And I remember I remember there's something I was asking one of my big sis who actually watches my show, and she follows the show. I was asking, I said, I'm not asking, I said to her one day, we're talking, I said to her, oh my God, I hope people don't look at Bella and they look at me coming here presenting myself and they feel like, oh, Bella has got it all. No. Okay, you don't have to come in front of your camera and look like a riffraff, like you haven't had a shower, or like you've just come out from the pit of hell, just because you want to make people feel sorry for you, to bless you. You don't have to do that. And I was saying to my sister, I hope when I come in front of my camera, people don't look and think, oh my God, Bella, she has it all, she doesn't need any support. No. Every little help is appreciated. And when I see people who receive help and then insult the very people who help them, I begin to wonder, how do we want to grow? How do we expect to move from that position that we are to the next level if the very people who are supporting us and blessing us are the very people we are chastising or trying to bury in the ground or having total disregard for them? We have to be very careful. A lot of us lighting this camera, so many of us, we would actually miss our destiny helpers because we come up and we brag that we have this, we can do this, we can do that. And when we are bragging and being very boastful, those same people who could possibly help you, those same people who could possibly give you the brand deals, those same people who could possibly help knock doors for you to be open so you can have all these opportunities at your feet, will look towards the other direction because they think, oh my God, okay, fair enough. You don't need us. You say you're big, you're accomplished, so you don't need us. Let's look for someone else who is not accomplished and make them succeed. It does not make any sense. A lot of us need to calm down from our high horses. Take it a notch or two down if we want to succeed in life. Humility goes a long way. I've said it. Humility goes a long way. Humility and decency. It may not make people notice you, but it will earn you respect and it will open so many doors for you. It will open so many doors for you. And I want to say to every single person, new vlogger, blogger, or whatever, know yourself, know your worth. Rita, oh, welcome, darling sis. Thank you so much for joining. Happy new month. Know yourself, know your worth. Nobody should make you tremble from your foundations. Nobody should make you tremble from your foundation. You know your objective. We all know why we lit our cameras. Maybe some people lit their camera because they want to become notorious. That's fine. But if you're notorious, you cannot come and compare yourself with people who are actually contributing. Actually, people who are accomplished. When it comes to impacting positive in their community, you cannot. You can't. So if you are a YouTuber, if you are a Facebooker, a TikToker, Instagram person, a blogger, wherever, know your worth. Know why you lit your camera in the first place. Know why you picked your keypad and started writing or typing. What was your objective? What was your goal? Was your goal to be stagnant, or was it to improve on yourself and those around you? We must not mix up notoriety with accomplishment. We must not. Only people who don't understand this too will be frightened when people like that come to blow their trumpets for themselves. People who come and blow their trumpets for themselves. People who want to come on social media and behave like an agama lizard that falls from an iroko tree and taps his head, to praise itself. No. People should be the one to talk about you having a great platform, having a big platform. You cannot be talking about people who may not have a platform, but they are so accomplished in everything. They are accomplished in life. There are people who are actually in front of a camera. They don't care for the money. They don't care for anything that comes, the financial benefits that come with it. They don't care for the financial, but because we're in a community where we are so eaten up by monetary gains, we cannot see past that. Everything we equate monies. You want to respect people only because that person can give you £1 or £2. Why? What about the knowledge that the person is going to impact you with? What about the connection the person is going to open for you? What about the advice the person is going to give you? What about the show that the person is going to give you to cry on? You cannot buy that with money. You cannot buy that with money. And if you see anybody who would disregard those same people, you watching me, my audience, those same people who are feeding or who have fed you. And when I talk about feeding, when people hear about don't bite the fingers that fed you, immediately they think about money, the people that gave you money. No, do not bite the fingers that fed you, meaning anybody that has been there for you. Do not go to double cross that person. Do not go to kill that person. Do not go to defame that person. Do not go to mobilize for people to destroy that person. We are so caught up in this world of competition that we have to show something to prove our worth. Oh, I'm this person. Oh, I'm that person. Let your work speak for you. Even if it's one person that comes to you and say, thank you so much for what you did. Like they say, empty vessels make the loudest noise. It's just the same. Like I would say, people feel because you're notorious, you're accomplished. No, you're not. So I encourage all my fellow vloggers and bloggers, the ones who've just started, the one who started yesterday, the one starting today, put your head up, stay focused, know your objective, measure all your achievements. You need to weigh yourself. You need to go back to the drawing board if need be, restructure and come back forcefully. And do not allow anybody to intimidate you. Do not allow anybody, any platform whatsoever to intimidate you. So I just thought I'd pass on that message so people are clear on this. So people don't go on social media making a fool of themselves every single time. I'd rather not be known than be known as a notorious vlogger. No. I'd rather have my, my peace and quiet. And those who find me, find me. And I thank you all that have been encouraging me and actually putting me in the right path, especially my seniors, my elder sisters who are here, who always, drop one or two advice on how we should go about things when it comes to this platform and when it comes to my own person. I want to thank you very much. Let's remain grounded. Let's remain grounded. Humility pays. Pride destroy. There's pride. They say there's always pride before a fall. Always. Thanks, Queen Akin Simon says. Thank you so much. So that's my little advice I give to each and every blogger out there. Now, I hope I haven't missed any comments. Let me see if there are any comments I need to read. And then we're going to the main topic, the main topic for today. What are you doing, miss? Sit down, little rascal. Please like and share as I can. There you go. Are we liking? Are we sharing? Are we liking? Are we sharing? Are we liking? Are we sharing? I forgot to share. Oh God, I really forgot to share. Honestly, I'm really talking to all my fellow vloggers. Do not allow anybody intimidate you. Never. If you know your stance, if you know your worth, if you know what you bring to your community, and you believe, you have your conviction and you go for it and you believe in it, nobody should intimidate you. Not even for a day. Thanks, Lumde Kumbamuma. Thank you so much. Mixes, so kiss the video as you come in. Okay, now let's get into today's topic, which is about nightmare in-laws. Nightmare in-laws. Now, I've done a show before about in-laws and how to deal with your in-laws. But this situation and the story we are going to listen to is one that, I mean, it's a call for concern, and it's an eye-opener of the things that we've been saying so many times about women, equip yourself, and how certain in-laws can make your life a living hell. How certain in-laws can make your life a living hell. As we all know, as long as there's one or two persons living in an environment, living in a community, there's bound to be, there are bound to be differences. There are bound to be clashes. We are bound to have frictions in our relationships, okay? Be it at work, be it with friends, and then with our family. And, with these ones, when it comes to friction between friends or colleagues, I mean, you can always either decide to fix it or walk away and count your losses, okay? But when it comes to family, especially in-laws, it's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different ballgame because, as you all know, our African culture, the way we look at marriage, or the way the importance we place, on in-laws, you cannot actually ignore the fact that when there's tension between in-laws, that has a huge effect on both parties. It has a huge effect on both parties. And many times people underestimate how much in-laws go at each other. When I actually, before I got married, okay, we went out with a group of friends. I wasn't married and I wasn't even engaged then, I don't think. Now, a couple of those friends were married and we're having a conversation. People were talking. And one of them actually said, the girl, I don't know how you all will take this, but and I sit back and I will never forget that day. The person said to me, they wish that their mother-in-law was of late. That they wish that their mother-in-law was of late. They wish she wasn't alive because she's a pain. Principal, the voice of reason. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Happy new month. This lady actually said she wished her mother-in-law was dead. And I thought, oh my God, that's very drastic. That's very insensitive. How can you say so? But then when you listen to some of the stories that people have to go through when it comes to their in-law, their relationship with their in-laws, you can kind of see or reason with them why, they would say such a thing, even though that shouldn't, be enough reason for you to wish that somebody was dead. Now, a lot of this friction that people have with their in-laws has to do with several things. We're just going to talk about a few. Please, as you come in, like the video. We're going to talk about a few. The first thing that comes to my mind will be personality clash. Okay, personality clash in the sense that perhaps the wife or the son is a very confident person, and they have in-laws who are also very confident and outspoken, and there's no one wants to actually understand their boundaries, especially when it comes to the in-laws, who should actually be the ones to watch out the boundaries or the boundaries of their daughter-in-law or son-in-law, because those people have their own family. As an in-law, you're an outsider, and you should be the one to mind the boundaries of those people. And so when you have people with two strong personalities and both of them are not coming to a reasonable compromise, there's bound to be friction. There is bound to be friction. An in-law will just, storm up your house without, unannounced, and then goes and does what he or she pleases, and then the wife is looking at it thinking, oh my God, this is my house. You're coming to my place. You should ask for permission. You should not just go around and do things and feel free as if you're doing in your mama's house or your papa's house. Round mothers, my darling fashionista auntie in the building. Welcome, auntie. I see you. Hope you're doing okay. Happy new month. So when people with these two opposite personality clashes, there's bound to be a serious issue with the families, with the daughter-in-law and the sister-in-law, or the son and the mother-in-law. There's bound to be that friction. And it's a very difficult situation to be in. It's a very difficult situation, especially for a man. If you are the man of the house and you are not very, forthcoming when it comes to protecting your family, there's going to be even more trouble if you have very outspoken and stubborn sisters who would want to overshadow or overcome your wife. So it's important that the man sets the boundary so that the sister-in-laws, the brother-in-laws, the mothers and the fathers understand where their limit is, so they don't come and cause problems in your own household. Okay. Another aspect why we have friction will be, when parents don't want to lose hold of their babies. Parents don't want to lose hold of their babies. I remember when I was getting married, and my uncle actually married me off because my dad is of late. And my uncle actually married me off. I had to say something to my in-laws when they came to take me away. And he said, I don't want people to take it literally, okay? Look at it with a deeper meaning. So he said to me, you were a baby, we looked after you, we've sent you to school, you are now a woman. So, Kamejis with the PPJ, welcome, darling sis, I see you. You're now a woman, you're being married off to your husband. I need you to understand that the bed that you used to sleep on in this house will be taken out and destroyed. It doesn't exist anymore. That's just to tell me that I'm going to create my own family with my husband. And if people are giving you that right to go and create your own family, it means they also have to take their hands off your relationship, take their hands off your marriage. It has to do with you and your husband, whatever thing you guys are doing. But for some parents, they find it hard. They want to chime in every single situation. They want to be the one that literally tell the wife what she should be cooking for the son, how she should be washing the son's clothes, what she should be doing for her husband when he comes back from work, how she should generally be running her home. Some mother-in-laws are like that. You come unannounced. You don't even tell your daughter-in-law when you're leaving. You sit there and you're like a monitoring spirit, watching every footstep in the house. Watching every single footstep in the house. Your daughter-in-law cannot sit on a certain sofa. Your daughter-in-law needs to respond in a certain way. Or you see your son going to the kitchen to help the wife cook. Oh my God, she's used juju power on your son. Your son is now a vegetable. Your son cannot do things as a man. How come your son is in the kitchen? Maybe that's what works for them. And when you come and butt in like that, you're going to cause problem between your daughter-in-law and yourself. Ivy Love, welcome, darling, says happy new month. There's bound to be problem, especially if that's the structure that works for your son and your daughter-in-law, or if that's the structure that works for your daughter and your son-in-law. The mother says, let me see what the mother has written. Sorry. The mother says that your uncle is good, basically telling you to make your marriage work. Absolutely. That's what he was saying. My darling uncle of blessed memory. Unfortunately, he passed on as well. One of the best uncles you could ever wish for. Honestly, may his soul rest in peace. Prince says, that's why at times, some of those daughter-in-laws are not happy when their husband tell them to go visit his parents. And most of the daughter-in-laws will pray that their mother-in-law, that's what I'm saying, Prince. This lady we were out and about with in the social gathering was literally praying. She was wishing that her mother-in-law be dead before she even got married to her husband. And I was shocked when she said that. But I can understand for some people who cannot take that pressure anymore, that frustration. They can wish for anything and say anything or do anything. You know, they can say anything or do anything. Letting go, my darling sis. Welcome, happy new month. Thanks for coming. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. You don't want to let go of your son. You don't want to let go of your daughter. Your son is at home. You are calling your sons, calling your son on the phone. Can you send Manka, that's the wife, can you send Manka to stop by and get some food? Let her come and prepare you some food. I haven't seen her prepare achu for you for a long time. Did Ngwa complain to you that he wants Manka to prepare achu? Did Ngwa complain? And for some of those sons and daughters who always rush to their mothers to complain, sometimes we are the trouble. We are the cause of our own problems as well. The least problem you have, you phone your mother. Oh, my wife doesn't pound achu. Oh, when I was at home with you, you always prepare daddy achu once a week. I'm here, she doesn't even prepare achu. Is that marriage the same marriage that your mother and your father is having, or are having? Your home is your home. If you want your wife to pound achu every week, sit down, discuss with your wife. If she can prepare achu, let her say, I can prepare that achu for 1 week, once a week, every time for you. If not, then she will tell you, sorry, I can't do it. We can go buy the achu from somewhere else and bring it home. Even though it's always good for the wife to try and accommodate the needs of her husband, but also the husband needs to understand, if you're marrying this girl, she's never prepared achu for you. Why do you think she'll suddenly start preparing achu? Why? And you go and run to your mom and tell your mom, there's not achu in my house. Mom is now calling the wife and being sarcastic. Come and carry some achu and go and feed my son before he turns into a skeleton. Boom. Explosion. Problems. Endless troubles. The beginning of endless problems in the marriage. Let go. Allow your kids to build their own homes. Allow your kids to build their homes. Establish it the way they want. Build their own system. Build their own structure. What works for them. What may have worked for you and their father must not necessarily be what will work for them. You can advise them, but they are adults. They can make their own decision. They can decide to take it or they leave it. You can decide to take it or they leave it. These are the little things that we do as in-laws. Sister-in-law. Sister-in-law walks in. Oh my God. Sister-in-law walks in and goes, why is there no food in this house? Did you guys not cook today? As if it's her husband's house. Those sister-in-laws who are actually refusing to even get married, they're the ones causing the most problems in their brother's marriage. They're the ones causing the most problems. You want to come and tell your brother's wife or your sister-in-law what to do when you yourself don't even have a man to call your own that can even possibly put you in his house. And some sister-in-law wonder why they are single for years or endlessly because of the attitude, nasty behavior. And some brothers are scared to call their sisters out because they're mama's boy or daddy's boy. They don't want to upset their sister, so you rather upset your wife. It's terrible. It's terrible. And then you talk about financial imbalance or power imbalance, I should say. Power imbalance in the sense that you have a couple, and the story I'm going to share today, the video I'm going to play, I get the feeling that was the case, that power imbalance. Okay. My advice to every single person, what's that? What's Prince saying? What is support picking say and Prince is answering to it? Prince says support picking. Catalina 1, 2, 3. Welcome, darling. Happy new month. It's not strange hitting that. And I can't blame that yourself, because maybe she has gone through a lot from just mere boyfriends. Mothers then talk more when they're married. Welcome, Catalina. So yeah, when you talk about power imbalance, I said the video we're going to listen to today, or the story that will be shared today, I get a feeling that's the case, because you find this family that is so influential in society go and get married to this girl from a humble background. It's start to remember. Welcome, my sweet darling sis, the one after my heart. How are you doing, sis? Hope you're doing great. Happy new month. So this very influential family, powerful family, gets married to this girl from a humble background, or this very influential family, their daughter gets married to this boy from a humble background. Now, very often, the dynamic will be imbalance. The influential family would want to override everything. Take a seat, honey, please. Thank you. Can you sit down for me, please? Thank you. That's a good girl. Well done. Good job. Good job. They'll want to override everything that the girl from the humble background would like. They have total disregard for them. The same way the girl from the influential family will have total disregard for the family, the family of the boy from a humble background. Now, it brings back the story of Saint Obi, allegedly, I would say allegedly, where it is actually alleged that Saint Obi, RIP, was married to a very influential woman, and this woman's family literally took hold of everything, and he was like a shadow of himself in his own marriage. So these are the in-laws we're talking about, because we know we have money. You've married into our family, or you've married one of our daughters, so we make the money, we make the most money, we have the name, so you have no voice, so we can do, we dictate. Sit. No. Sit down. No. Sit. Sorry, guys. 1 minute. Sit down, please. Can you sit down, please? It's okay. There you go. Eat. And mommy's gonna finish with our friends, okay? Eat. Well, that apple is not very yummy. Let me get you a sweeter one. Should we get you a sweeter apple? That one is not sweet enough. She's still eating it though. The co-host loves her apple. Sorry guys, she was trying to come out of her chair. Please like and share as you come in. So you see those in-laws who want to make the life of their daughter-in-law or son-in-law miserable just because they have the name, they have the money. Big sis and Fred, welcome. Thank you so much for joining, Big sis. Honestly, and people live in misery. We underestimate the damage that this in-law friction can cause. A lot of people go into depression just because they cannot speak. There's nobody to back them up. Some of them are just quiet in their marriage. They don't know. They have no outlet to air their frustration. So they go into depression. Some of them are frustrated. Just so frustrated. They don't know what to do. They are traumatized. Others go to the darkest level where they actually take their own life away because of the frustration they have to face, or they face in the hands of their in-laws. That's the honest truth. And some of them actually, you talk about the destruction it has on the kids. The kids to watch daddy's mommy, scold their mommy, talk down on her, insult her in the presence of those kids, disrespect mommy's family. Those kids are actually feeling bad and they cannot say it. They know how important the other side of the family is. Okay. And talk about even situations where the in-laws are fighting and the wife or husband decides to deprive those kids from seeing their aunties or uncles. They want to use those kids as punishment. The dollars blow. Welcome, sis. Long time no see. Hope you are doing okay, darling sis. Happy new month. The husband or the wife actually wants to deprive the kids just because you're fighting with your in-laws. You say to your kids, don't go there. I remember a time my mom had a problem with her sister. I was little, that was probably primary school, maybe class 7 or so. And my mom was so upset with her sister, her only sister. But I love my auntie so much. I love my auntie so much. That's my only maternal auntie. I love her so much. And my mom would say, when I leave school, I'll run to go to my auntie's house because I want to go. You know where you go visit your aunties? They'll give you all the niceties. She'll treat you. She'll give you everything that you want. And I always want to go see her so I can go and eat all the goodies. And so when I'm coming, my mom is like, where are you coming from? I said, I went to see my auntie. Oh my God. Who sent you there? Why did you go? Oh, they would come through you to get me. And things like, how African mothers are protective. I'll be like, well, whatever you say, I'm talking to myself. That's me talking my inner voice. I'm like, whatever this woman is saying, I'm going to see my auntie. That was me, very young. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to see my auntie. And I kept going. But they were good. Okay, it was just a momentary thing. They're good. Absolutely good. They're like that. Only the two of them as women. So these are the kind of things that people can actually do when it comes to in-laws as well. They will stop the kids from visiting granny or grandparents because they want to punish granny, because granny has been actually charming in their marriage. Granny don't want to let go of the son. Granny don't want to let go of the daughter. So the daughter is upset or the son is upset, and the punishment they want to give granny is, you're not going to see your grandkids. You're not going to see your grandkids. You're not going to see your grandkids, and that's a punishment that you can get. That's a punishment you can get. And then I also want to share a story about this same in-law issue, how you talk about financial benefits. Some in-laws have this tendency where, because they don't want to let go of their son or their daughter, they feel entitled even though that son or daughter is married. I want to share a story. And I'm sure somebody here must have heard or know somebody who has gone through this and they're married. Now, this guy is married to this lady. Let me just say the guy's name is Niba. I'm using my own, it's easy for me because I'm using my local, my traditional names. This guy, Niba, is married to Tungum. Niba is married to Tungum. Now, Niba is living in the diaspora. He goes home and gets married to Ngum. And Niba is trying to bring Ngum over to meet him so they can start their family. Now, Niba's mother and sisters sit down in a meeting. They had a small meeting and decided that they were going to go and confront their brother Niba and say to Niba, no, you cannot take your wife first. You have to take your sister, one of your sisters or your brother to the diaspora before even thinking of bringing your wife. I don't know if you're making sense, if you guys are getting the narrative here. They are telling Niba, after they've had their little black meeting, that Niba needs to take his sibling before even thinking of processing the documents of his wife to come and join him in the diaspora. If this is not madness when it comes to in-law trying to cause trouble in people's marriages, then I don't know what it is. They are very selfish to an extent that they don't even understand that Niba has a life to live. Or they go and tell Ngum, you cannot sponsor neighbor to hire ENS, you have to do all your siblings first before doing neighbor. Forgetting that Ngum needs to start a family with neighbor, and they need to build their family, and they have to have this foundation, financial freedom, structure, and financial independence to be able to start planning for their kids, for their children. But because some in-laws are so selfish, all they think is themselves, how they benefit from their son or the daughter, and they feel like somebody marrying their daughter or their son marrying a lady, and that lady is going to cut them off from all those financial benefits that they were having from their son. And that's the selfishness of some in-laws when it comes to the marriages of their sons or their daughters. And because their daughters want to speak up and point out those flaws, it becomes an issue. It becomes a massive issue. Please, as you come in, like and share the video. It becomes a massive issue. As in-laws, what's Auntie Rosemary written? Auntie says, Maramisa, welcome. Danny says, happy new month. Auntie says, when a man gets married, he leaves his family and forms a new family with his wife, but still loves his extended family. His wife should be his priority. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. But the family, some in-laws feel like they still stand as a priority. Whatever their son or daughter is doing, they come first, and their wife or husbands come second. Wrong. Any in-law who is doing that, you don't love your son, you don't love your daughter. You want to hinder their progress. You want to render them stagnant. Instead of encouraging them to build their future and build their life together, you want to pull them backwards. When are they going to invest and prepare for their own family? You already have your own kids, and you probably stop having your kids, and you had your life. Allow this person, this son of yours or daughter of yours, to start his or her own family. Exactly, principle. I was shocked. You would tell your son not to bring his wife to meet him in the diaspora, to bring his sister. Is his sister the wife? Is he going to start bearing kids now with his sister? Are we trying to promote incest? Or what is it the family members or mother-in-law or father-in-law are trying to do? It's what I don't understand. And now when the daughter-in-law stands up for herself and says, no, my husband is not going to do that. Oh, you're the worst daughter-in-law. Jezebel, daughter sent from hell. You have come to ruin my family. You have come to ruin our family. We will send you back to the pit of hell where you come from. Forgetting to understand that that lady is just fighting for her position. Something that she should not be fighting for. It's her entitlement as the wife. As the wife. There's so much that we can benefit. In-laws can actually benefit if they're actually having a smooth relationship with their daughter-in-laws or son-in-laws. And there's so much that a daughter-in-law or son-in-law can benefit from their in-laws if they have a smooth relationship with those in-laws. As long as each and every person understands their boundary, knows what they are capable of doing, what they should or should not be doing. And I beg on family members, when your person is married, okay, when they are married, especially when they are married to maybe a very rich family, you need to be there for them. Look out for signs if this person is suffering, because sometimes they're suffering, they don't want to say it because they feel like that family is actually feeding their family, so they have to, go shush to survive and protect and provide for their family. That's why I always say to women, do your own thing. Regardless of how much money your husband is making, make your own money, because you never know tomorrow. Things can go ape-shape and you'll be left with nothing, and your in-laws will come and turf you out, and you will be homeless or stranded, or they will seize your kids and you have nothing to show for. You've wasted all your life. You must have wasted all your life for nothing, because they are very wicked in-laws like that. And while we are on that, I want to play this audio or this video so you all can listen to what some in-laws put a lady through. I wept. I cried When I watch and listen to this, I cried. I want you guys to listen to it and drop your honest comments. What is happening? What would have been done differently to prevent such a situation? Because some people will be thinking, oh, this woman should do so and so, but it's easier said than done. The life no balance and their clearance basis. The mother says, my husband had to tell my sister-in-laws and mother-in-law to stop all communication with him and not visit. There you go, because it was probably too much. That's a real man. He knows where to put the boundary. Because some in-laws don't understand that there are boundaries that they cannot cross. So without talking too much, let me play this because I don't want the show to be long. Auntie Rosemary has a show as well, so I don't want this to be very long. The mother, just hold your master. Just hold your master tight to your heart because he loves you. Yes, that's a good man. All right, now let's listen to the audio, and then you can drop your contributions as we go, as you're listening to it. Please like and share the video, please, please, please. Okay. Freelancer, darling sisters, happy new month. Okay, let's start listening to the show. So this story is about a lady whose husband, she just lost her husband, and as if that is not enough pain for her to process, just listen to what happens before she actually lost her husband and post her husband passing away.
My husband, maternal family, they have buried my husband. They have buried because of property, because they want to collect this property from us. That's the reason why they buried him in an undisclosed land.
So she just lost her husband, and her in-laws have taken her husband's corpse without informing her, and they have gone ahead to do the funeral rites and buried her husband at an undisclosed location. I have an hour 45 minutes more to my show time. It is well better. Okay, and see. So they've buried her husband at an undisclosed location. Let's keep listening.
He spent 24 years in Europe. A man that spent 24 years in Europe. We are not married. We did have churches.
Can you guys hear it though? Is it audible enough? Can you guys hear it? Is the audio clear enough that you guys can hear it? Okay, Auntie. Is it very audible?
The governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, you people should come to my rescue. I'm a widow with 4 children. Oba, Binio, everybody. Edo State, Nigeria, everybody come to my rescue. My heart is heavy. My heart is heavy. I'm a widow with 4 children. My husband died my husband was sick in Europe. They diagnosed him of cancer, and he was brought to Nigeria to find other means of.
Mariam Brown, welcome, darling. Thank you, sis, for joining.
When they brought him to Nigeria, his family, I never knew they had some conspiracy. I never knew they had other plans of killing him. So when they brought him to Nigeria, me and the auntie and some of the relatives, we went to the airport to receive him. We took him to Lutz, Lagos University Teaching Hospital. There in Lutz, we spent about 5 days there because the auntie and the mom and the relative, they saw their evil conspiracy. They could not achieve it there. They now discharged him from Lutz. They took him to Bagada General Hospital. Because of the auntie's connection there, because the auntie have a little connection in Bagada General Hospital.
Did you hear about that connection thing? That's what I mean about power and influence in a relationship, in a marriage. Just the fact that you have a connection, you feel like you can infiltrate somebody's marriage and make a solo decision without consulting the wife. These are the nightmare in-laws. These are the little traits or characteristics of nightmare in-laws you guys can actually see. Please do not blink. Listen to everything this woman is saying. And she's not the only one. So many daughters, son-in-laws are going through hell in the hands of their in-laws.
In Ghana General Hospital, we took a private ward where the family was coming to different kind of manipulation. The mother will come with different kind of medicine, water, spiritual medicine, and putting on his body in the hospital. There are other clips I can even show to back up these clips that will back up this the nonsense, the manipulation in the hospital. In the hospital then I was not begging them that please, this woman, they brought him from one of the best hospitals in Europe, that they asked him, they discharged him, that we should go take him to Nigeria to spend the remaining days with his family. That they should please release him, discharge him, let us take him to Benin to look for other means of treating him. The family they were not fighting me. In fact, every day in the hospital, it was fight here and there, every day in the hospital.
Fighting the wife.
They not connive, they drove me out of the hospital. Even the passport, my husband's documents, all the things, the belongings.
Drove the wife from the hospital.
His document, his international passport, they forcefully collected all those things. My husband gave it to me immediately. He came out from the airport. It gave those things to me. When that day they were driving me from the hospital, they forcefully collected those things from my hand.
Terrible.
And they drove me out of the hospital. I left to my sister's place in Lagos, inside Lagos. It was during that period of cash scarcity, during election period. So, even before I left, I told my husband I should not worry, that I'm going to pray for him, that I'm not even living Lagos, that I'm still in Lagos, that I will come back and see him. So I now left for my sister's place. Coming back after the election, and I came back. When I came back, I met a different person. My husband was like, in fact, he was like a living, he was already dead. He was just struggling with life. And then when I even came, I met life support inside the room. My husband was struggling with this thing. I even met him. He was even telling he was not aggressive. My husband is a very quiet and calm person. He was aggressive. I was not asking the sister. I asked the sister, what happened? Why did his condition deteriorate like this? What happened to him?
Family members taking over somebody's husband. Witchcraft.
The whole thing started yesterday. I met my husband. He was screaming. He was asking. The only thing he was even saying that was what my husband was. That was what my husband was saying. As he was saying it to the mother, even when they drove me out of the house.
The pain that this woman is saying, the pain that this woman is talking.
The mother that was pretending that she was sick.
Look at her.
Came to the hospital to say, have you seen where a sick person will come to the hospital to be nursing a sick person, taking care of a sick person? When they dropped me out of the hospital,
you can hear the pain from her voice.
Since my presence there, they could not achieve what they wanted to do. That was why, with the help of the auntie and the auntie's husband, one Mr. Chima, the auntie's husband, one Mr. Chima Wangogo, was the one
exactly the mother.
He stood his ground and must leave the hospital.
Exactly the mother. That's what I'm saying, how selfish some of the in-laws can be. All they can see is this woman. Their hatred and disrespect for this woman has blinded them so much so that they don't actually realize that there are kids involved in this situation. And those are the ones that are going to be, affected the most in this whole situation.
So, God, I'm tired.
Oh, God.
So when they drove me out of the hospital, when I came back, as I asked my husband, and I asked the sister, I said, what is the condition? What happened? Why is this condition deteriorated to this extent? She now said she's tired, but she don't know what happened. That since yesterday, the condition just started, was not aggressive, was just picking on anybody. Anybody that talked to him was not picking on anybody. It was grooming in pain and everything. So
and also, you guys think about the selfishness of this in-law. Their son is so ill, and you deprive him of the love of his life, his wife. He cannot even communicate his feelings, his frustrations. Imagining this, just imagine this person, this man, dying or spending his final days so helpless, so unhappy, not having his wife by his side, not having his kids by his side, because the family have decided that they want to punish the wife, not knowing that they're indirectly punishing their son as well. When people want to spend their final days, they want to be surrounded by those they love and cherish. And this woman has 4 amazing kids with this man. What makes you guys, or what made you guys think that the man will not want to spend those few days or moments with this family, with his wife and kids? What made you guys think that? Which wicked in-law can actually feel like they will keep their son away from his family when he's literally counting hours or days on earth? That's just telling you us the extent to which these in-laws can go to make your life hell as a daughter-in-law or son-in-law. Let's continue listening. Sit down, honey, please. Sit down. Thank you.
It was when I came that I even learned that the mother was not staying. Immediately I left the hospital, the mother came to stay inside the hospital so that she can be able to carry out her evil manipulation, the evil things that they were doing that they could not do when I was there. They started doing it.
Sit down,
so
please.
that day as I was there, my husband was still grooming in pain. I was not helping. I tried to carry him up. The auntie said I should leave, I should not. I said, how dare you tell me my husband is grooming in pain? You are telling him I should not touch him. He said, there, the mother started shouting, that I've come again, that I've come again, that the auntie now went outside to call the securities and the nurses that they should come, that there's a mad person here. So when they came, the mother fought me, tore my clothes, pinched my neck. They now drove me out of the hospital. That same day,
calling the wife mad.
To come and stay with my
calling security to take the wife out that she's mad.
And I left. So when I left, because when I was even coming to Lagos to receive him, I came with my children. For like more than 1 month before that time, my children were out of school. So when I just saw that I have lost it, I cannot fight the battle alone again. Even my relatives in the back home, they were even telling me that they want to come to Lagos to come and back me up because I was telling everybody what I was going through. They said,
Support Pikin says, Support Pikin says, before me, I want married, I know the hide my attitude new. I go make una know say una Pikin know the do me a favor by marrying me, but rather me or both of us, and no go take rubbish. Honestly, sis, honestly.
They want to go to the palace to inform the palace so that the palace should be aware of what is going on. So when they finally drove me out that same day, I left. When I got to my sister's place, I told my sister that, in fact, I cannot fight this fight again. Let me just leave my husband with these family people and go and take care of my children.
But I'm asking, where?
Morning, I left Lagos for Benin. I was on my way to Benin. On my way to Benin, okay, my husband's what they call is a host student in this.
The husband's alma mater. Yeah.
They came together. They said they want to send some delegates to come and see him because the host student they came at the time they not said they want to come into it so that they can take him from that because the hospital they later took him to is a general hospital. Even in the hospital there, the team of doctors comes several times to tell us that we should discharge this man from this place, that what they are giving to him here is palliative. Yeah. That this is not a cancer center. That we should discharge him to a cancer center or we should look for other means of treating him that. So anytime they come like that, not knowing, because anytime the doctors they come, the auntie will drive me and the sister that is there, we should leave. So that's why the doctors were coming, that was what the doctor was telling her. But we didn't know because she's always driving us out of the room. But
I'm asking that the wife also. The doctor is coming and you're driving, the auntie or your sister-in-law is driving you away from the hospital. Why can't you not say to the doctor, I'm the wife, I'm the legal wife, I have every right to be next to my husband, because by right, the doctor needs to allow the wife to, to actually understand, let the wife understand what is happening to her husband. So I don't understand why the wife was scared to say something that I'm the wife, I'm the legally married wife, and this is my husband, I need to be with him. And that's what I mean by power imbalance. This woman felt subdued by the man's family, perhaps because she's from a humble beginning. So she felt like she had no voice, she had no say. Let's continue listening.
Particularly the nurses came, the doctors they came. She was done, so the doctor now told her that why is this man still in this hospital? We've told this woman, these people several times to discharge this man from this place. Why are you people still keeping this man here? So when she came, we passed the message. She was not angry that why a doctor come and pass us message to patients and the relatives. So another time again, the team of doctors that came again, this time they met all of us inside the room. As they wanted to talk, the auntie now told the doctor that the doctor should wait, that we should excuse them before they start talking. The doctor now said, we cannot, because we came before and we met this lady, and I believe this one is the wife, because they introduced themselves, that so there's no need of us excusing anybody. So the doctors, they now said everything they need to say. They say that
correct.
This man is not supposed to be here.
The second set of doctors did the correct thing.
The auntie said, we know all hope for medicals are faith, but we are just banking on God for miracles. Now, one of the doctors said, if you are believing God for miracles, you are not supposed to be keeping this man here. You are supposed to take him to a church or somewhere else where you can get access to pastors and the rest of us. The auntie now said they should not worry that distance is not a barrier for healing. So when the doctors, they finally left, and they after talking to us, when they left, I knelt down, I was not begging this auntie. I said, please, auntie, please don't let this man die. Please, because of my children, please allow this man out. Let's discharge this man, take this man back to PD, so that we come out for the habits of treating me. Then again, we fought. That was the day. They fought me again. That was the day the auntie's husband came, Mr. Chimon, Mr. Chima. She now came. The man now came that I must leave the hospital. That I am a negative energy. that was how they drove me out of the hospital. I left. Before I came, the day I said I came, I met him in that bad condition. They fought me again that day I left. Before I came, I was on my way from Lagos to Benin. When one of the students, because I was supposed to bring the students to the hospital to come and see him, but because they cannot gather.
Please like and share this video, please. We need to know all these evil in-laws are existing.
Now come that they are at the gate of the hospital. That how can they reach me? And I told them I'm not in the hospital, but I directed them on how to get to the ward where my husband is. That was how they left. I was inside the bus going to Benin. So while the friend were there, another of the friend again, one. Mr. Bright, my husband's very good friend, called me again and told me he was at the gate again that I now told you, I saw some of the students, they have gone to see him. I now directed him to how to reach my husband. It was this my husband's friend that got to the hospital that now called me later again that said there's a bad situation, that he came and he met a bad situation, that when he came, my husband has already passed on. That my husband has already passed on. This is a man that, oh God, that my husband has passed on. I was on my way from Lagos. In fact, Nigeria, both people.
So painful. So painful.
You people should come to my head. Come and fight this fight for me. Because as I'm thinking now, after 2 weeks of my husband passing, nobody communicated to me. Nobody spoke to me. Nobody in the family spoke to me.
Oh my God.
Then did they speak to my children to tell us my husband has passed on. It was my husband's friend that told me that day that my husband has passed on. Nobody talked to me. After 2 weeks, so they printed a poster that they want to do my husband's. My husband, this is my husband's maternal family that are doing this rubbish now. They printed my husband's poster, planning to do my husband's burial. Although to me, they did not even pass the message that my husband has passed on. They printed a poster that they want to go and bury my husband. It was the message, that information I got that made me, my family, to take a petition to Zone 5. My family, my father with the
principal said Bella probably inferiority complex. Exactly, principal. Honestly, because why? And also, I'm even thinking, why is it that I don't hear her talk about her family? The fact that we go and marry into a family does not mean that our families need to abandon us. Even if we're from a poor home, if we're from a humble background, you cannot lose your dignity because you're married into a rich family. I don't hear anywhere she's talking about her sisters or brothers or other families or uncles standing behind her to actually go and fight these people and make her voice heard. I don't see it anywhere. Yes, as much as my late uncle said to me, your bed in this room has been taken out, it doesn't exist anymore. I don't feel like if I were in a situation where my family had to have my back, everybody's going to disappear. No, I'm sure if something like this were happening, there will be somebody out there who will be by my side, making sure that I'm safe and I'm heard. But I don't hear it anywhere with this lady. I don't hear it anywhere with this lady. And sometimes, like I said, people use their influence to intimidate others. If this family is an influential family, like she said, the husband was in America or I don't know where, and doing a great job, And these people have actually depended, the lady's family has actually depended on this guy's family. They are thinking, oh my God, we've been fed by these people. Sometimes people just lose their power because somebody has helped them. So Poppy say, Bella, nowadays, most people buy properties in their children's name and keep it from them too. When you know you have a toxic family, do that. Because thank you, Super Pikin, because we all know our families. Thank you so much for that tip, Super Pikin. TK says, people will always try to take a piece out of you when they know you can't defend yourself. That's the thing. We just need to speak up sometimes so they can back off. Yeah, because where is the family? Where is her family? Where's her backup? The sister who is in Lagos or wherever, Jos, where is she? Why don't we hear anything about her? No uncles, no aunties? Where are these relatives? Who is there for this woman? She's helpless. Nobody. You don't want to be in a relationship and know that you have no one to turn to. That's why I keep saying to people, oh, I don't know how I can say this. Let's digress a little bit. I don't understand how much we can say this. People in this community love money more than the quality of people that are around them. They say the wealth of a person are the people they have in their circle. When you know you have people that you can call on and they will be there for you through thick and thin, you can call yourself a wealthy person. You can have the riches, but you're not wealthy. You can have all the money. Look at that man, this woman's husband. He did a great job all his life. He made money, built a big house. Blanche Ingram TV, welcome, baby sis. Built himself a big house for his family. What happened to him? He had all the money. His family can have all the money to get any treatment they want. But he was there without the wife. A very unhappy way to earn your few days in life, in this life. Your last days in this life. There are people who have it all in this world, yet they are so unhappy because they have no one to call their people, my person. Do you prefer money, or do you prefer people who will be there for you to hold you up when you're down, to tell you it's okay to fall, but remember to rise? Mafo reading this is welcome. We only want to equate value on people based on how much or how heavy their pockets are. What about those people who gave you advice? What about those people who gave you those very important advice that kept you from trouble, that saw you regain your confidence? So Papa Pikin said I should read her last comment. Women, please also make sure when your husband is rich, you try to acquire your own properties as well with the money he gives for your upkeep. You can also convince him to buy certain properties in your name. Yes. When I was in secondary school, there was this girl, Linda, I've forgotten her surname, now her family name. She always talked about her mother and her father. And that's the first time I ever heard somebody say, oh, my mom has her own piece of land and she's built on that land. My mom has her own thing that she buys. When you hear things like that, it was very strange for me. But growing up, you kind of understand why a woman would do that. And that was a very smart woman. That was a smart woman. Having a backup, something to fall on. If a man should want to abandon you and your kids, you have something to fall back on. And we need to do something for ourselves. There's so many opportunities that we women can do nowadays. The opportunities are endless. You don't have to do a white-collar job. No, there's so many other jobs, so many self-employed jobs out there that people can do to have a backup. Invest. He buys a piece of land, save like Support Picking said, and buy yourself a piece of land. Even if it's 2-bedroom, you're putting it there. Put it there because you never know tomorrow. Put it there. Some women will even tell their husband that, oh, I'm just buying that land for farming. Oh, I just want to put 2 rooms in that land, in case there's rain and we have to hide away from the rain. But no, someday you never know that things can literally shift from north to south and you have nowhere to go. Like, seriously. Yvette Moko, my baby sis, welcome, darling. Happy new month. Let's finish listening.
So 5. So we are 2 weeks after the passing of my husband. My husband passed on the 28th of February. So after this, we're at zone 5 since the anti-vice Oga there, he spoke to us and told us that this is family matter, we should go home and resolve this issue. That was how we came home. And we talked. The paternal family, they said my husband, before this time, his late father did not bury him, that we must go and bury the late father before we will talk about his burial. That was how me and my children, me personally did the burial of me and my children and my husband's half brother. We went to Owan West, because my husband is from Owan West, from Aviosi. That was how we went to Aviosi to do my husband's burial on the 17th of, we went for the burial, the final burial of my husband's, my late husband's
father.
So after the burial, the mother came. They invited the mother. They asked us about his achievement because they don't know much about my husband, because my husband's mother took him away from the paternal family. He does not know. He took him away from the paternal family. So when we went for the burial, the
principal wrote something there. Principal says, if you are still counting on people, then I can say you are lucky, because as for me, I don't think genuine people exist anymore. Support me, I support you. It's not love. Well, there you go. That's somebody who is frank. That's somebody who is honest. Saying it as they feel it. And that's the truth. People do things based on their experience in life. A comment like that is powerful. You can read within the lines. This is somebody talking out of experience.
paternal family, they don't know much about him. So they asked me and the mother in the meeting that we should tell them about.
They want to know about his biography and his achievement, but they don't want you to be there when he was sick.
We told them everything. The mother was lying. In fact, the whole family now saw it that the woman killed the son because of his properties, because she was just lying and saying rubbish. So the papers in our custody, they asked us to bring it before the burial. The ones in my custody, I submitted it, I took it to the family. The ones they asked the mother to bring, the mother refused to bring it.
Yeah.
So they now fixed a date. They said we should come back for that. They said we should fix a date and invite them so that they'll come and carry out the burial. We came back, the half brother fixed a date and informed the maternal family. The maternal family said, because the paternal family, they said the house, this is the house he built. This is the house he built. They said this is the only house he has completed. This is where he's going to be buried. The mother left up. He said that he said over a dead body, would they allow? We should allow my husband to be buried in the house because she's living in the house. For that reason, my husband saying beneath tradition they don't bury his own house he built with his money. The mother said he will not be buried in the house. So that was that. It was not talking about tradition. That was how we went to the Oba Palace. We went to Oba Palace so that the chiefs there, they can tell us on how to go, whether in Benin tradition, whether if somebody built a house,
correct,
the person puts his mother in the house, if the person passed on, if the person cannot be buried in the house. That was how we went to the palace. We went to the palace, they served her paper, she didn't come.
So don't forget, the mother-in-law is living in the house that was built by this man with the daughter-in-law and the kids. You can already see. Oh my God! Oh, property. All this boils down to property. Someone else's property that you will go and live it. He's gone without even enjoying. He's not carrying the property with him to the grave. Why are we fighting? Why are they fighting over a piece of land, a house? Why? Just because you want to frustrate someone else's daughter? What about your grandkids? Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. What about your grandkids? What happens to these kids?
She refused to come. When the day of the sitting, they now called the chiefs. They now called her. When they called her, she said she ran to the princess of the monarch. She ran to the princess that she was not finished. She went to lie to the princess. I don't know what she went to tell the princess. So the princess stood by her. That was the reason why she did not come and answer the summon in Oba Palace. So after then again, we went to Zone 5 to tell the officer that told us
the trauma of it all
to go and resolve the issue. So we went back to him. The officer was standing there surprised. He said, so we have not buried this man all this while. He now said, okay, what happened? We now told the officer. He now asked us to invite the paternal family and the maternal family. Let him hear from them. So that so we invited them. They came, they spoke. The mother was still standing her ground. The officer told the mother that it's a taboo in Benin, that in Benin tradition, that a mother is not supposed to be talking about his get the
son. Thank you.
The paternal family, they've spoken. Anything you will say, even though you take the matter to the palace or to the court, their words stand because they are the one that is going to carry out the burial. So the only thing we are going to do now is to plead. He says, so on behalf of the family, you want to plead. Since Mama is saying they want to see my husband's grave outside, you want to plead to the family that they should bury him.
Which mother would say they don't want to see their son's grave outside the house that the son built? Which mother? Which good mother is going to say that, no, don't bring the corpse here. I live in this house. There's no way you can bury him here. Who does that? It's almost like this woman has a plan. Because, when somebody's buried, I know some people, even though they have graves, or, family graveyards in the compound, people still attempt to sell them. This mother or mother-in-law, all I can think of is this woman plotting or putting down a scheme to sell this house, sell this property. And because she knows no one will want to buy it if there's a grave in front of it, she's trying all ways possible to prevent the son from being buried in the compound that he built for himself and his kids and the wife. If some in-laws are not wicked, we have to pray. Women, men, when we are getting married, we have to pray that God bless us with good in-laws, understanding, patient, tolerant, and loving in-laws. Because some of those in-laws out there are devils in disguise. Devils in disguise. They will just be waiting to take somebody's son or daughter and make their life a living hell. If you don't like somebody, why even accept them, your son to marry or your daughter to marry them? Why? Make it clear from day one. Don't attend the marriage. If you don't like them, don't attend it. Honestly, the mother.
One of our rooms so that Mama will not be seeing his grave outside. Mama still stood on it that over a dead body, she will not allow my husband to be buried in the house. Why I came now to cry to the good people of Edo State and the good people of Nigeria that they should come and fight this fight for a widow with 4 children. A widow with 4 children, because I don't know after today now, as I'm talking to you right now, today being what is today's date? Today being
the lady is just traumatized.
Look, August, today being 23 of May. They just buried my husband. I don't know. They went to purchase a land. I don't know where, Atutesi community, where they went to bed. They took, in fact, the matter we went to, we heard about the burial. So we went to the same Zone 5 to report it. They asked us to write petition. We wrote a petition to Zone 5 for them to give us officers to stop the burial. And we got to Zone 5 today to pick up the petition. Petition that they've already approved. The officer that went to collect the petition, he came and said they approved the petition. Later, they canceled the petition. They said the mother came and bribed them. That is why they canceled the petition. So they could not give us officers to go and stop the burial. So I'm talking to you that they've laid my husband. They buried my husband in an undisclosed land in Atutesi. They buried him without the knowledge of me and my 4 kids. You must come. Without the knowledge of my children. Good people of Edo State, Nigeria, Maseki, Oba Bini. You people should come to my rescue. Look at my children. They have buried my husband. As I'm talking to you now, they just buried my husband. My husband, my maternal family. They have buried my husband.
Wow. You know what's sad about this whole situation is that this woman is crying about her husband being buried and people need to come and help her. The damage has already been done. I don't think that the government is going to come out to say they should exhume the husband's remains and take it back home. In some cases they do, but it's a big process. It's a huge legal process. So this woman will have to live with this torture in her heart. This woman will have to live with this pain for the rest of her life, knowing that she was deprived, she and her kids were deprived of the right to say farewell to their dad and husband. And no wife or son or daughter should experience that. Just the fact that her husband is dead already is the pain, a pain that only the lady can understand and explain to people. These kids, people say, their comments there, some people say, oh, why is the lady fighting? Let her just take the kids and walk away. These kids, what becomes of these kids now? What becomes of these kids? These kids now have to go and live from square zero. They have no home anymore. If anybody wants to call, you can call, because we're running off the show. They have no home. The mother-in-law has now decided to live in the house because she doesn't want the wife to be in that house, and possibly because she wants to even sell this house in the future. She doesn't want the graveyard in the compound. And the honest truth is, some of the behavior of such in-laws, it doesn't just happen overnight. This type of in-laws, you must have seen the signs. Some people see the signs, but because they feel like they want to elevate their families from poverty, they would rather go into these marriages and suffer and make their families better. What's happened? What? This co-host, stop it. You stop it. Where is the piece of paper? Right there. Miss Kim. What's Miss Kim saying?
What's going on?
I'm just unmarrying. Beautiful bed. I just made up. No. Miss Kim, you unmarry your bed. Blanche Ingrid said that mother was just want to sell that. That's what I'm thinking as well. Yes, support picking, the pain of not being allowed to pay your last respect. The pain. It took me a long time to have closure when my dad passed away, because I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to my dad. Even when my dad was buried, we were not there because that was when the Amber situation was really intense in Cameroon. So we couldn't go. So just the fact that I did not go, I was going through hell trying to process my grief, knowing that, you know, when you sit and you're in denial, still thinking that my dad is still there and waiting. I had to go home to find closure for myself. And imagine this woman being present, yet unable to go and pay her last respect. That's a torture that you want to keep somebody with for the rest of their life. That's a torture you want to give somebody to, to endure for the rest of their life. These kids will be traumatized and scarred for the rest of their life because you can tell that they're watching their mother sob, scream, go through these different emotions. What do you think those kids are thinking? Where are these kids going to air out their own frustration and pain? And what happens when they're boxing all those frustrations and pain, all those emotions, kids like that? What happens? We wonder why we have damaged kids in our community. We wonder why. So people say, yes, Bella, it seems it's either the mother-in-law didn't like the lady from the world. Yes! Most behaviors like this don't just start overnight. You can see them, you will know. You will know. You go to visit your in-law and they tell you to get up at 4 o'clock to make fufu and jama. Is that normal behavior? That's already a red flag. It's already a red flag for you that these in-laws want to start traumatizing you. You hear stories like that. Your mother-in-law tasks you to get up and cook. Do fufu and jama for, 4 a.m. Get you up, wake up, come and do this. It's already a problem. Please, ladies, please, men, if you want to get into a marriage and you can already see that your in-laws are not, warming up to you, and especially if your husband is not backing you up enough, if you don't see security coming up from the side of your husband, do not get into such marriages because you will end up miserable. You end up miserable. You'll be a miserable person in your own marriage, a marriage that you should be enjoying, consuming happily with your husband and kids. You end up being miserable because your husband cannot defend you. Your husband cannot defend you. Your in-laws will take over your life. They will run your house for you. They will run your home for you. Some people honestly says, this exam, honestly, I'm telling you, you go and visit your in-laws and they tell you, oh, I need to go to so-and-so occasion. We need to prepare fufu and jama. You wait, this is fufu, this is jama, this is this, this and that. Make sure you get up. I usually get up at 4 o'clock to start cooking. Which 4 o'clock? That's somebody's child. That's somebody's child. Kella, my darling sis, welcome. Happy new month. That's somebody else's child. The child was not raised like yours. The girl was not raised like yours. She doesn't wake up at 4 a.m. in their house to cook, pound achu, or prepare fufu and jama. No, she doesn't. That's already telling you those in-laws are coming for you. Yeah, somebody will tell me, oh, some in-laws are just trying to, to put you to test. No. There are other ways to put somebody to test somebody. Not waking you up at 4 a.m. to prepare fufu and jama or to pound achu. We're having a caller. Hello. Yes, darling. Let me put you on the show. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. You gotta make achu and fufu.
Honestly, Miss Kim. Miranda Eta, welcome, darling sis. Yeah.
My baby girl will come on my fufu.
Yeah.
She will come.
Yeah. In-laws will wake you up 4 a.m. to prepare fufu and jama or pound achu just because they want to put you through hell.
To make fufu, they will say, who are you? Who are you to lie down at 5 when people are awake?
Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody lie down.
Yes.
Here. Who are you? They are not even the one. They send their children to come and talk to you. It's bad.
Honestly, it's serious.
You were working before. What made you not to work again?
Yes. And the truth is, Miss Kim, some of us also, the daughter-in-laws or the son-in-laws, we are the cause of our troubles. Because you want to impress your in-laws, you go there, 4 a.m. you wake up, you're mopping the veranda, you're washing laundry, and they expect you to do that for the rest of your life while you're in a marriage.
Man, this way, look. I'm someone, I've lived in Bamenda, but I have my way of living. I've lived in Bamenda, I've lived in, you know how warm Douala is, Douala and Yaoundé.
Their mother!
So
No. Oh, mother, a mom of two boys.
When I newly married to my husband, I went to Bamenda. It was always cold for me. Yeah, I know I'm someone the way I am. I'm just my way. So, and everything cold. I was feeling cold. So they were expecting get up at 5. Who are you to sleep? Please let me not tell my story.
Honestly.
And what Miss mom asking for a friend is almost the same topic. And on this topic, I will always contribute.
Yeah.
Miss Bell.
Yeah.
I will never, I don't know, anybody I know, I will still say it. Anybody I know, any man that I know is getting, this goes to men, because women got nothing to do.
Right.
If you are getting married and your man cannot afford a place, or he's not willing to look for your own place, go back and stay with your parents until he is ready to have a place for you, or he is ready to come take you, so you people go
Thank you, Miss Kim. That's a good point. Thank you.
Stay with your mom. Secondly, I don't know how, that is my way. Don't go and visit them. When you have a chance, call them once in 1 year, once in 6 months. Call them on Christmas Day and on New Year Day, and that is all. It will be good. The same goes to Miss Bell. What I'm telling any man is what I'm telling my brother.
Right.
If my brother brings a girlfriend or a wife to be, I'll call you, Mommy, come. Where are you going to stay? Don't stay with my mommy.
Yes.
Don't stay with my mommy. Why? Because every now and then problems will arise.
Yes, they will use you, the daughter-in-law, as a house help. They will use you as the house help.
Of course. Maybe my mommy, there are things that my mommy would do to us that will take it normal. And you, if he happens to do that to you, you will take it otherwise.
Thank
so
you.
It's better go stay with your husband. Go and visit your mother-in-law once in a while.
Thank you.
Go there, go make 2 days, 1 day, and come back. Don't stay with your mother-in-law. Don't stay with your in-laws. Don't. I still repeat, don't. And even if, like I would say, and the second thing is, I would also tell her, my dear, if my mommy talks to you, maybe the way you respond, maybe we always do same or not.
Yeah.
Maybe she will complain and we will hate on you, and that we don't like it. You are another person's child.
Yeah.
So even if my brother, I will tell him, I always tell, and secondly, don't give birth to your children and go and give to your mother-in-law.
Why do you have to even do that? Who does that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you are giving birth, make sure you hold your children. And when you are getting married, make sure you, a man, make sure you have a place for your house, for your girl or your wife. Because your wife will not be a house help.
Yeah.
If they need a house help, they should hire one. Even if they took you, or even if you marry you when you were doing house help, you were doing that when you were not married.
Gosh, my
Once
God.
you're married, you are not a house help.
You're not, first of all, you're not meant to be a house help to, first of all, you're equal partners in that union. Nobody's a house help, no, man or woman. Yeah.
That is why I will insist. And here and now, even men that are here on this show, don't marry and keep your wife to your people and any man, and advise anybody, any man who is marrying you and keeping you there, do not accept. Accept. I'm telling my kid sister has a boyfriend. She says she's going to visit. I said, why? She said, for 3 weeks. I said, why?
To visit boyfriend's family for 3 weeks. Will it?
3 weeks. So what are you going to do there?
Not even 1 day, not 2 days, 3 weeks.
She says, sister, I have to go learn a job. Why would you learn it? Go back. stay with your boyfriend. He said, no, he said I should go. They are calling me. I'm not going. I'm losing. I said, lost. Did you know them? What did you know them before coming to them?
Honestly.
Manage what you have. Besides, you have a trade.
Yeah.
So if it's 1,000 francs, have it. Don't
Yeah.
go there. I said, if she wishes she should go there, but my advice was for her not to go there.
Good. That was good. That was good.
My advice was for her not to go there.
That was
Call
good.
them once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
For me, my advice, once in 6 months or once a year. The best is once a year on a New Year day or Christmas day, and that's all. In that way, the relationship will be okay. And all this nonsense of all disrespect, all the insult you, they didn't bring you up well, and this one, everybody will avoid it.
Thank you, Miss Kim.
That's what I would say. And secondly, concerning this woman, Miss Bell, I'll always say, when you get married, don't feel too comfortable, irrespective of what your husband have.
Peace person.
If your husband is Dangote, empower yourself. Empower yourself.
Yes.
Because this woman, I'm not sure this just come out of the blues. This woman, this has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a surprise.
Yes.
This is what has been happening.
Yes.
She's been seeing it.
Even before she got married. Yes.
Yeah. And refused to empower herself.
Yeah.
Because that was the first thing she could have known, that the way these people are behaving, immediately my man is not there.
I'm finished.
I'm finished. She would have done the least thing. She would have empowered herself.
Mm-hmm.
All the while she's been together.
Thank you, Miss Kim.
Thank
you very much.
So that when whatever thing is happening, even if they come to claim the house or do whatever,
she has a backup.
Quietly.
Yes.
You have a backup. Yeah. She's crying because she didn't empower herself. Mm-hmm. Those women, I want to be taken care of. Those are this set of women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to pamper myself. Those
It's
are
sad.
them.
It's really painful.
Yeah.
It's really painful.
I'll always say, women, empower yourself. Don't look at your man's, what your man have.
And just sit and relax and feel comfortable.
Yeah. And the worst thing is well, when you just depend on a man, no matter what, you will never have that respect.
You will never. They cannot give you the respect. Men love women who can make their own keep. That's the simple truth.
Yeah. Because every now and then you go ask for soap, you go ask for
money for hair, money for pad, money for brassiere, money for pants.
So, and you are not ashamed. One day you're going to be insulted. You will not have your respect. Nothing. Just know that anybody will talk, and they will dictate that time.
Yeah.
They'll be dictating to you.
Yeah.
And you have to obey.
Yeah.
You must obey.
Yeah. You'll be a master-servant relationship than husband and wife.
Empower yourself.
Wife and husband. Thank you, darling.
Be in such a way that if your man is not there, you can leave. If your man cannot there, you can push.
Thank you.
If your man cannot there, you're able to manage with your children.
Exactly.
That is all I can say.
Thank you so much, Miss Kim.
Thank
you so much, darling. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Their mother. Good morning. Kayla. Ma'am Afar. I greet everybody. Principal, I greet you. Thank you.
Thank you, darling.
Bye.
Thank you for always being so contributing to the whole situation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you so much. I need to read some comments. Amazing comments down there. I have to read comments. I'm not going to pass these comments. I have some great comments I need to read. I need to read these comments. Blanche Ingram say, Auntie Bella, any good mother-in-law would forget about hateful daughter-in-law and consider the well-being of her grandchildren. From all indication, this mother-in-law is very bad, Blanche. That's what I was saying. They had no consideration for these innocent kids. Whatever they were doing, all they were thinking about getting rid of this woman, getting rid of the daughter-in-law, not knowing that the ones that are going to suffer the most are these kids. The mother says, I still believe that there is someone in her community country who can fight for this woman. I pray for something to be done to stop these in-laws in their tracks and to give this woman some healing. Yes, and that's what I said. Sometimes corpses are exhumed from the initial burial point, but it takes a lot paperwork and legal processes. So I don't know if this one will want to go through that discomfort again, that pain again. But if people or an organization can come and back her and protect her and her kids from losing it all, that would be fantastic. Auntie Bella, sometimes we women shouldn't just accept things like that just because we want to marry. And unfortunately, Blanche, that's what some women do. They will want to take everything in just because they want to get married to a man. Like I said, some use it as a route to escape poverty. There are women or men who have sacrificed their lives because they want to make their families better. And it always ends sad because you see these people, when it goes wrong, they're thinking, they start hating on their family members, saying, oh, I sacrificed my life to make you people comfortable. Look at the way I've ended up. But that was a sacrifice you made with disregard for your own sanity. Hi, my beautiful baby sis.
Yes, I see Bella.
Welcome, darling. Greetings. This is Blanche Ingram TV, guys. You are. Carry on. Carry on, baby sis.
Okay. Bella, the topic is really, really enriching. Like I am getting so many things in this show today that I have really seen in marriages, and I'm glad that you're doing topics like this also to guide some of us, you know.
we are here to learn together.
Because at times it's really lack of orientation that things like this happen to some ladies, you know.
Yeah.
It's really lack of orientation. There are ladies who still work in life while their husbands are working, they are working.
Mm-hmm.
But the mistake they do is that they work the money, they build a life together with their husband. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They work the money, they join with their husband, they buy the properties together, all in the husband's name.
Joy!
We are not
Jesus.
That's the mistake. That is the mistake that so many women that I know have done in life, and so many are still doing. That is why in shows like this, so many people will learn. Me, for one, it's true that when you start asking your husband some questions like, I want my own house, I want my own this, maybe some men will start thinking that maybe this woman wants to me, or maybe this woman is looking forward to do some fishy things, things in the future, you know.
Yes.
But there are ways that we can do these things. There are ways that we can do these things without necessarily creating some sort of suspicious or some sort of mixed feelings. There are times, like, for example, I take myself like an example, right? My husband, when my husband started like purchasing lands and properties, I told him that, darling, it's good we are doing these things together, but we don't know. Something can happen along the line, and maybe, you know, there are times that you have court issues, of money, and so forth. And the court comes and sees all your property. I told him that imagine if all the properties are in your name. Nobody is praying for any bad thing to happen.
Of course.
To get into a situation that your properties are supposed to be seized to settle this issue. If they are all in my name, it means we have lost everything. So it's better you put some in my name and in the kid's name. And when I brought this point to my husband, he accepted the point even without thinking.
That's very good.
You know?
That's very good.
So this is some of the things that we can have ideas. So the way we put it to these men, they will think that maybe we are planning to kill them.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, but any reasonable man who believes and trusts in their wife should be able to be open, you know. That's what they say. Do you know what they say? They're saying that goes that behind every successful man is a strong woman. These are the kind of things that you suggest to do.
That is the idea I gave to my husband, and he
That's
accepted
amazing.
it. And he said yes, it's true. What I said is true, and he did. He put some in his name and some in my name, and there is no. We are living happily, you know. So it just depends on the woman, Auntie Bella, to talk to the man in a right way, and you know, put some sense into the life, because you know, men like this, they always say that men like this, they don't really think deep like women.
Absolutely.
Yes, they don't think deep like women. There are so many men that they will not even sit one day and think that, okay, in case I am not alive today and my family is threatening my wife, what will be the case? In case I am not alive, the men don't really think about those things. We women are the ones thinking for them. So when we think for them, we're supposed to talk it to them, present it to them in the right way, so that they can act. Any man who loves you will act.
Absolutely, we'll be open-minded. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Yes.
Any man who loves you will act in both of you, your benefit, not just in his benefit. Now let's go to the point of working in in-laws houses, as you said. I remember that before I got married, when I was engaged, I visited we had something like a ceremony, something like an occasion in my husband's family house. And all my co-wives were supposed to attend this occasion, and all my sisters-in-laws were there. And what they usually do is this: they share
the task.
They always share the task.
You
handle this. You will handle this. You will handle this. That time I was just new into the
family. You're new in the lion's den.
So you will not know what. Then on that day when they were sharing the different choices, the different chores, they gave me watafufu and arrow. I was like, because the lady that gave the watafufu and arrow is the one we call her Big Mommy, because she is the
Blush. You know, I call that. Do you know what I call such tasks? It's your rite of passage into the family.
Auntie Bella, I could not accept and die or beg. You know, the lady who was sharing the chores is like our my big sister-in-law. Like, we respect her because she's not the first in my husband's family, but she is the richest, you know. So we really respect her, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Okay, so when she did this thing, she gave me watafufu and arrow. Auntie Bella, how can I cannot cook watafufu and arrow for 5 people, not to talk of cooking for 50 people. Don't laugh at me.
Oh my goodness.
So I went to her. No, I couldn't like it. I went to her. I told her, Mommy, I don't like me to. In fact, I don't know me to cook this watafufu and arrow that much. I don't like me to cook in 3-stone fireside for long time.
Just babe, fix it.
If you want to give me something, give me the salad, the popcorn, the cleaning of the. In fact, the deco, everything about deco, salad, popcorn. I can't do that.
But not that watafufu.
But not the watafufu. Immediately, you know, she's a very, I love her. What is Auntie Bella laughing when I'm
oh my God. The power of the fear of watafufu turning is the beginning of wisdom.
Immediately I told her, she's a very good and
understanding
woman.
Yeah.
I was open to her and she appreciated me. Immediately she changed the task and she gave the watafufu and arrow to my other co-wife. Then she took the popcorn and salad that she had given to another person and gave it to me. So
Mr. Akko.
So from that day, even if there is any occasion she gives me popcorn, spaghetti, salad, all these small things to spice up something. She knows that I would decorate the salad well, I would make the popcorn, I would do the deco in the sitting room and so on. So she since that day.
Justice. Justice.
For 7 years that I'm married. Yeah.
Justice for what
I'm married. That is what she gives. That is what she gives me if we have an occasion.
That was actually good.
Then Auntie Bella, you will not know the worst part of it is that when I came back home, I was telling my auntie what happened.
Yeah.
When I came back home, I was telling my auntie what happened. My God, my auntie climbed on my head like a mountain. She said, "No, you are not supposed to refuse. You're not supposed to do it."
Typical.
That is how we have to show.
That's how you have to show how good you are as a wife, isn't it? But not knowing that you're taking your early grave.
That is how we have to. That is how you have to show that you are a good woman.
No.
You are making
No.
I told my auntie that I cannot cook water for an arrow for 5 people. I will accept for 50 people just because I want to show that I'm a good wife.
Do you know what, Blanche?
Married to me, I'm not begging for it.
Blanche, not even that. It's good you were honest, to be honest, because what if you were quiet and decided to go and prepare the water fufu, and water fufu can go so wrong and you end up having those little nodules that would literally rob you of any credibility as a good housewife, honestly. So it's better you say no.
Auntie Bella, I cannot cook water fufu for 5 people, even till now. And I will accept to cook for 50 people how? Because I just want to say that I'm a good woman, I can kill myself.
No. I'm happy you're honest. I'm happy you're honest.
Yeah, that is just to tell us that, Auntie Bella.
Yeah.
I was just telling this story to make some of us know that when you want to get married to a man, define yourself from the first day.
Yes.
Even if you are in front of the family, be respectful to them, make them understand your work. Understand that you are a human being and they have to respect you. If you don't do like that, and at the end of the day they disrespect you, they call you names, don't blame them, because from the first day you didn't define yourself, you didn't show them who you are, you pretended from the first day, then at the end you get to cry about it. No. So that is that.
Thank you so much, baby sis. That justice for that water fufu occasion. People will Thank you so much, baby sis. Guys, that's Blanche Ingram TV, my very gorgeous, smart baby sis. She has a channel, Blanche Ingram TV. She talks a lot about beauty tips, hygiene, and other stuff in general. Please check her channel out. Thank you so much, Blanche, for always contributing. Thank you so much. Peace, person, Muma. I'm waiting. You said we should redo the show. We'll have to redo it. So you're available. We can have all your contributions. So this thing is no joke. Some in-laws, the in-laws will always show their behavior or their likeness for you or their dislike for you from the get-go. You need to read the signs. You need to understand. And if you see it, it's always important you discuss this with your husband or husband-to-be so that you guys can have a plan together how you're going to tackle this situation. It's a different means of engagement when it comes to in-law. You have to be very tactical. It's very, very important. This thing is very serious. Some of us take it lightly, but a lot of it, if it goes wrong, people go through depression, people go through frustration, people lose their lives. So we have to be very careful when it comes to in-law and their wahalas. I want to read some of these comments. Oh, Blanche. Justice for water fufu. Water fufu. I'm telling you, to come and pound at you at 4 a.m. to do water fufu. Hi. The analyst, my learned colleague. Welcome, darling. I see you. Thank you so much for coming. Hi. The analyst says, the analyst is actually responding to Miss Kim. Miss Kim said something. Where's Miss Kim? Miss Kim. Oh, God. I want to read these comments. I don't want to miss any important comment. Miss Kim asked the question and the analyst has answered it. I can't see Miss Kim's question. But I think Miss Kim was asking, what if a man refuses to to do a joint business with you. And Annalise says, and Miss Kim, marriage is partnership. Any man who is not willing to have an open communication with you is not worth your time. Remember that your mental health is important than a toxic marriage. Thank you so much. What makes some in-laws from the men's side things that their child brother is the breadwinner? Times have changed, and lots of women are actually, contributing more to their household. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why this in-law situation is not only for the men, it also goes to the women, because some women are making a lot more now than their male counterparts. Some in-laws from the woman's side feel like they can override a man's household, which is really sad. That's even worse. Because as we know in our community, a man takes pride in running his household. And if anybody were to interfere, it's like emasculating the man, or actually taking away his right as a man. I'm almost done, honey. Okay? Mommy's almost rounding up. Co-host. Just wonderful. Just wonderful. So please, I'm begging on each and every one of us, if you're getting into any marriage, if you're the Kayla has written something there. Kayla says, Bella, please, if I may suggest, it is important to explain to us women the importance of separate accounts. Yes, Kayla, it's very, very important. I've mentioned that before in previous shows, but it's worth reiterating again. As much as we want to have a joint account, it's important. This also, Miss Kim especially, this goes to us women. We have to have a separate account, because the joint account will be to run the household as a whole. The separate account is for your own upkeep as a woman. No, you're not. In fact, your husband has no. You don't have to account on how you're using your individual account to each other. I don't know if that makes sense. Your husband doesn't necessarily have to tell you what he's doing with his own private money. He doesn't necessarily. He should, okay, but he doesn't need to give you a detailed account, because that's his separate. That's his private account, and that's why, as a woman, if you have your independent account, you're able to invest in your own business ventures. You're able to build if you wanted to. You're able to engage in business transaction or other businesses without necessarily involving the man. And any supportive man will want to push their wife to do better. Because, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're having those individual accomplishments. It all works for the betterment of the family, doesn't it? As you're working as a partner, whatever you do, whatever thing you do, whatever businesses you find yourself in as individuals, you still bring the benefits into your household. So it's important. And these are the kind of things that you have to share. You have to talk about it with your partner from day one. You have to talk about it before you get into any marriage. And then you start seeing people doing, the up and down movement and trying to be, difficult to understand where you're coming from as a wife. Thank you, Kayla, for pointing that out. It's absolutely important. Because, like Blanche said, if anything were to happen to the man, what becomes of you and your children? What becomes of you? Even if you don't have kids, you have to pick up the pieces. You have to start from scratch. Even though it's painful, but at least you have something to start with. It's very important. Just Babe says, my mother-in-law told me I was wasting his son's money because I was too thin and never cleared my plate. She invited a friend's daughter to my house to show me what a wife should. Whoa! Now that's crossing the boundary. That's an insult. These are the kind of in-laws. She literally body shaming your own daughter-in-law. Stop. Mommy's rounding up. Okay? I'm rounding up now. I'm rounding up. You've been such a good girl. Okay? I am coming. I'm coming, honey. You've been such a good girl. So, body shaming your own daughter-in-law, that's enough humiliation. And these are the kind of in-laws we talk about. The husband is not complaining. What is your problem? You're not the one married to the wife, the lady. Why is it your problem? Some in-laws really don't know their boundaries. They really don't know when to stop. When it comes to butting in their daughter's or son's marriage, they really don't know when to stop. It's really sad. It's really painful. But whatever we do, please read the signs. Don't get into any marriage when you know that your safety or mental health will be compromised. And for those of you looking from the outside, watch out for any signs that your family member is probably going through trauma, and support them. Don't abandon them, especially in the time they need you the most. When I hear the story of this woman and nothing is mentioned about her family members or friends who came with her and supported her, you know, it breaks my heart. They say don't get involved between man and woman, no put your mouth for day. But there are certain points in a relationship you have to come in as a friend or a loved one to protect that loved one that you so cherish. It's very, very important. Very, very important. And women, build yourself. Build yourself so that when push comes to shove, you can walk away and have a backup plan. So thank you. Thanks to everybody. Thank you so much, everyone, for contributing. There's a comment there from the analyst. I just saw something there. I read that before I go. The analyst says, women, you are not a commodity. Work your own money, and if they don't respect you after that, then give them wutu. Some in-laws don't respect you because what your husband feed them with. Yes, that's why I say some of us are the ones shooting ourselves in our foot, because we go and run and tell our mothers and fathers everything that's happening in our marriages. We have no privacy. We don't. We have no privacy. So thank you, everybody. State your boundaries from day one. Every woman has to work, even if it's just cleaning. Thank you. That's why I find it frustrating. When I started this YouTube channel, I was some people making fun of people's jobs, that people are cleaners, people are soya sellers, and doing all funny stuff. And that was so disheartening, because as women, we want to encourage one another. Doesn't matter where you're working, even you're a poop cleaner, as long as it puts food on your table, that's the most important thing. We have to encourage that person. And I say, everything you do it diligently. Do it as if that was your last job. Do it well, and you will see the progress that will come in your life. You will see the progress, because you're going to stand out. Whatever thing you do, it doesn't matter your level of education. If that ideal job is not coming, start from somewhere. Do something. Do, patch corn. Sell egg and pepper. Puff balls and beans. Open an achombo house. Do something. Northwesterners don't want their children marrying out of the Northwest region. Especially if the women are from the Southwest. That's true. That's true. Sorry, honey. That's true. Actually, it's a complicated. But things are slowly changing. Things are slowly evolving. And I think parents are more flexible and accepting of foreigners now to marry their girls, or their sons to marry foreigners. This person said, in-laws are a nightmare for me. My mother-in-law will come to the house, use anything in my kitchen without asking, and that's what I said from the beginning. You just walk in as if that's your house. It's not your house. Go to your husband's house. That's your son and daughter-in-law's house. It belongs to them. It's not yours. You're crossing the boundary. It's disrespectful. And if the daughter-in-law were to complain, oh, you are the most rude, your mother didn't train you right. No, the mother trained her right. She understands her boundaries. And you are not training your son right, because you're not keeping to your boundaries. So let's be mindful, let's be watchful, let's be tactical, let's be careful, let's be cautious as we get into any relationship. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your contributions, the calls, the comments, and everything. I appreciate you all. BTV, welcome, Dali says you're late. The analyst, my learned colleague, thank you so much for dropping those wonderful contributions. The mother, thank you so much for always being there and opening your fountain of wisdom for everybody to benefit. I appreciate you. Just Babe, my darling BCs, thank you so much for always being there to share your knowledge with us. Blanche Ingram, Justice for Waterfufu, my baby sis. Thank you so much for always contributing. Miranda Eta, thank you so much. TK, thank you so much. So Poppy King, thank you, sis. I appreciate you. Kella, my darling sis. Asking for a friend, Auntie Dearest, thank you so much. Mommy Asking for a Friend has a show after me. Shiri's Kitchen, my darling big sis, thank you. FBI Clarence, I don't go Lily, thank you so much, big sis. Peace person, my mama for life, thank you so much, mama. Mom of two boys, my beautiful sis from another mother, I appreciate you. Thank you all so much. Mr. Akko, welcome. Your first time in the house. Thank you so much for joining, darling. I hope you enjoyed the show. Miss Kim, our soft-spoken darling sis, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Principal, the voice of reason. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for always being there. Queen Atkins Diamond, thank you so much. Healthy Lifestyle with Aya, thank you, darling. I appreciate you for always being there. I hope I've called everybody that's there. I appreciate each and everyone. Please like the video, share the video. If you've been here, this is your first time and you haven't subscribed, please do me a favor to do the subscription. That will show me that you're actually loving the content and you want to promote the channel. I thank you all. Please remember, for all my new YouTubers, do not underestimate yourself. Like I said from the beginning of the show, don't allow anybody with numbers on their channel intimidate you and say to you, you're a nobody because you don't have the quantity, you have the quality. That's what matters. And you know your objective, you know your purpose, follow your goals, stick to your conviction and deliver. Thank you all so much for watching. I would leave you all to enjoy this beautiful piece from my very own queen of culture, my sister from the same village, Siri. Let's enjoy some Mutumbu and then we can go. Much love. Love you right back, big sis. Thank you so much. Let's enjoy some Mutumbu. Sigale no yiba mukurule masa. Nice support, King. Thank you, sis. Giole sigale no yiba mukurule masa. Para when you let wasa. When you let masa. Thank you, everybody. Please like if you haven't liked as you're exiting. Like. Peace, person, move up. If ever come, where's my baby sis? Come out here. Let's enjoy. Chuba. Alele. Ngumajino wokwa wandi o. Ngumajino wokwa wandi. Ngumasegamanti kwena sasa. Big sis and a friend. Thank you, my darling, beautiful big sis. You have a taste of my culture, guys. I hope we are all living today feeling a bit more empowered. more expanded in our knowledge. That's the most important thing that we can do. That's a gift we can give to ourselves on this platform. Please don't come and go without grabbing something to take home that can better your life. We have a caller. Hello. We're just running off. Do you want to be on the show? No. Do you want to talk? Okay. Should I call you? Okay, sis. Okay, I'll text you now. I'll text you. All right, sis. Thank you, Vic. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna round up now. Thank you all so much. I love you guys. I'll see you sometime next week. Goodbye, everybody. Love you all so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Bye. Bye, guys.